Welcome back to the BJack 70 show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and it's time for the NFC playoff predictions. Still predictions week, still going strong, and we're going to do it a little bit different than we did it yesterday. I'm going to go through the divisions, give you the seeds, and then give you a couple teams that just missed the cut. Um, but before we get into it, just want to thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Um, Even if you don't listen to the podcast, just subscribing helps a lot. So please go ahead and do that for me. And it's coming. We're getting close. September 1st, the Patreon will be going live. There will be a video coming explaining what'll be on the Patreon. How do you sign up for the Patreon? It's coming. It's coming soon, and be on the lookout for that. All right, let's get into these NFC playoff teams. So, like I said, I'm going to start off. I'm going to do divisions instead of just list them in order. Build some suspense that way. So let's go right into the NFC West. Um, NFC West, I have the 49ers just missing the playoffs. I have them as the 8 seed. I have them winning 10 games, but missing the playoffs. Their schedule, they have a light schedule, but I'm just not a fan of the team, how it's currently constructed right now. Um, I'm not a huge Brock Purdy fan. Love Christian McCaffrey, but we'll see what Christian McCaffrey is in the year 2025. Jawan Jennings is either hurt or not playing, or doesn't matter because the Niners aren't going to play him right now either way. Don't know what's going on there. George Kittle is George Kittle. He's amazing. He's elite. He's electric. Um, Trent Williams is a year older. Fred Warner's still that guy in the middle, but I don't know. Like I don't know. They might have had a window, and like a window a couple years ago they made it to the Super Bowl, but like now it's just doesn't feel like those type of seasons are in their cards right now. But yeah, got them as the 8 seed, winning a lot of games, but still just barely missing the playoffs. And winning the division, I got the Los Angeles Rams, Matt Stafford supporter, Puka Nakua supporter, love the Devontae Adams pickup. I'm a Kyron Williams supporter. Sean McVay, also supporter, but I didn't want to say. I was thinking in my head Sean McVay stand, but that's a little too aggressive. I don't love him that much, but Sean McVay enthusiast is how I would describe it. Um, yeah, I just think they're consistent as a team. I love their defensive line. Um, See what will happen with the rest of the defense. They found a way to make it work last year, so I think they'll make it work again. Jared Verse over there, Braden Fisk over there. Um, yeah, but this is a Matthew Stafford pick. I, I was a little hesitant all summer watching him deal with the back injury, not knowing if he was going to practice, if he was going to play, like what was going on. But seems like all systems are go for week one. And I'm just going to be optimistic that it won't be that big of an issue. I imagine there'll be a lot of rest days, a lot of DNPs for the back for Matt Stafford. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I got them. I got them winning the division, but I have them as the 4 seed in the NFC. Heading over to the NFC South, I have the Atlanta Falcons just missing the playoffs, and I have um, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning that division and coming in at the number 3 seed in the NFC. Atlanta, I have them winning 9, just under the Niners. They're the 9 seed. Um, I like Michael Penix. I like what they're doing. I just don't know if they're good enough to get over that hump into the playoffs. I, you know, I really could like. I wouldn't be surprised if they did end up making the playoffs. Just because I'm not picking them doesn't mean that I don't really like that I feel bad about them as a team. Like I feel good, I feel positive about Atlanta, but I just don't know if they'll be able to win enough games on their schedule to get into the playoffs. Um, Nothing really negative to say about them. I don't think it's their time yet. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to be the class of this division until they're not. Like at this point, it'll be dumb to pick against them. It'll be dumb to pick against Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. Chris Evans will come back. Love Emeka Ibuka um over there. Um Tristan Wirfs will come back. They'll be all systems go by the time the middle of the season comes. The stretch run of the season gets here. Like they'll be fine. I have them winning a bunch of games, coming in at the 3 seed, hosting a first round playoff game. They'll I think they'll be really good. As much as it pains me to say about Baker, I think he's found his home. He'll probably play his way into a very lucrative contract extension, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, I got them. Tampa Bay Buccaneers number 3 seed in the NFC. Now moving along quickly to the NFC North, I have the Detroit Lions. I have them as the 5 seed. Detroit Lions is the 5 seed. Um, they'll, I will see what happens with them not having Ben Johnson, not having Aaron Glenn as coordinators. Um, we see it every year. The loss of coordinators really, really does affect teams, and the loss of two coordinators that were that good, both getting head coaching jobs this year. Um, I think it'll probably affect them, but they have too much offensive firepower to like actually too much firepower on both sides of the ball to not still be a playoff team. Like this team is very good on both sides of the ball. Um, as long as they stay healthy. They got ravaged by injuries last season, but on the defensive side, they got Jared Goff, Montgomery, Gibbs, Amon Ra, JMO, Tesla, looking looking like a real wide receiver out there during the preseason. They got Laporta, Sewell, losing their center Ragnow to retirement. It'll probably be tough early, but hopefully they can find a way to figure that out. Don't have them winning the division. There'll probably be a little bit of growing pains and finding their footing with new play callers on both sides. So it'll probably be a little bit of a rocky start, but I think they'll figure it out. End up as the 5 seed in the NFC. I got the Chicago Bears. I got the Chicago Bears behind the Lions. I got them as the 7 seed in the NFC. Um, I think they'll win 10 games. I think they'll edge out the Niners, get into the playoffs, see what they can do. But I'm expecting a lot from the Chicago Bears offense. I'm expecting a lot out of Ben Johnson to show us why he's been talked about as the number 1 head coaching candidate for 2 to 3 years now. Um, I'm expecting it year 1. Caleb had a rocky rookie season. If you look at the numbers are pretty good, but if you watched it and you experienced it week to week, it was shaky. Not Didn't feel great while you were watching it. Maybe some garbage time yards in there, but he did show flashes. And when you're a rookie first round pick at the quarterback position, honestly, nobody nobody really expects any rookie to do what Jaden Daniels did last year or what CJ Stroud did a couple years before that. Um, before this. Um, so all you really need to feel good and positive about a rookie quarterback like that is to see them show flashes. And Caleb did show flashes. He showed flashes of talent that nobody else really, other than the top level guys, can show. But it's got to be more consistent. He has to, in order to show off those flashes of greatness, he has to like get stuff like the operation down, getting like making the right audible, making the right check at the line, getting the operation right, making sure they don't get delayed games, getting the ball out, not holding the ball for too long. We've talked ad nauseum about quarterbacks holding the ball too long. Talking about Shador Sanders, Caleb Williams is a guy that has done that a lot. So if he can get that out of his game, he'll be able to unlock the greatness. And this team, if Caleb plays to his potential, they'll be much higher than the 7 seed, but I think he'll get incrementally better, and I think they'll end up as a 7 seed. But man, this offense is loaded with weapons. Caleb at quarterback, DeAndre Swift in the backfield, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Alameda Zacchaeus getting in on the action at receiver, Colston Loveland, Cole Komet, new offensive linemen. Like this offense is stacked. Even behind DeAndre Swift, I love Kyle Monungai. Like these it's stacked. If something happens to Caleb, a lot of people like Tyson Bagent. Like he showed a little bit last year as well. Like this team is set up for success. So just making just making the playoffs, sneaking into the playoffs feels like it would be an underachievement if they only get to the 7 seed, but it will still be progress for the Bears. So, and staying in the NFC North, if you watched on what's today, if you watched the individual awards video, you would see you would know that I picked Jordan Love as my MVP. I got the Packers as a 2 seed, number 2 seed. Um, Everything I said in that Jordan Love segment applies here. Matt LaFleur is a great coach. Jordan Love is talented as hell. It's looking like now Jaden Reed is probably going to be healthy for week one. We'll see about that, but looking like he will be healthy for week one. Um, love this team. Love the ability that they have on offense, even as if it's not a whole bunch of elite pieces on offense. They got a talented enough quarterback and talented enough offensive play caller to make it work, to be a top five offense, to be a top three offense, quite frankly. Hmm. Josh Jacobs is elite in the backfield. Um, like what they have on defense, just a lot of solid dudes on defense. I think they're set up for success. I think they can at least get over the hump in the regular season to be a top flight contender and challenge for the bye. But I think they do just fall just short of that first round bye and that number 1 seed. But I think they finish as a 2 seed. And last but not least, we have the NFC East. And the last two teams that I have making the playoffs should come at no surprise. Got the Cowboys missing. Of course, I got the Giants missing. And I have the Commanders and the Eagles in the playoffs. Now, they play each other week 18. And I was talking yesterday about maybe the Chargers and the Broncos could be that Sunday night football week 18 game to get in the playoffs. They both will be fighting to get into the playoffs. It could be that, or I think it could be this game with the Eagles and Commanders having the same record, and whoever wins gets the bye and the one seed. Um, and when it comes down to it, I really, 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 really wanted to pull the trigger and say the Commanders will pull it out and get the one seed in the bye, but I think the Eagles are just too good. I think the Eagles will pull it out. I think the Eagles will be the one seed, and the Commanders will be the six seed. Um, and I know that's similar to the Eagles were the two seed last season, I think. Commanders were a wild card team. I don't know if they were the six or the seven. I don't remember, but it would be similar to last year. Um, Progress in the NFL for teams isn't always linear, so it doesn't mean just because they got to the conference championship last season that they're going to be better in the regular season. They're going to be a one seed or a two seed. Doesn't necessarily mean that. Doesn't necessarily mean that they'll get back to where they got last year. Um, but I think they will definitely be good enough to make the playoffs. I'm talking about the Commanders there. Um, Commanders have Jaden Daniels, in my eyes, a top four quarterback in the NFL already just off of 1 year. He will have to go out and prove me right for that to be a consensus, because clearly the consensus of the top five even includes Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, in whatever order you see fit. But Patrick Mahomes should be at that one, and then you figure out the rest. Um, but yeah, I think Jaden Daniels belongs in that group as a top five quarterback. So he's gonna have to go out and prove it. Terry McLaurin finally got into camp, finally signed an extension, so he'll be ready for week one. They got Debo Samuel. Debo, I don't know if it was Debo or if it was just the Cincinnati Bengals defense looking so bad, but Debo looked faster on the one carry he got against the Bengals in the preseason than he's looked for a couple years. He like I'm a believer in Debo this year just off of that one carry. And that might be a little bit too much, but that's how I feel. Um but I'm a huge fan. Everything I believe that the Commanders can do this year is because of Jaden Daniels. I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels. Um and then the Eagles, they're the Super Bowl champs. They deserve respect. Um I think they'll get the one seed, get that bye. Um, I don't think, Saquon Barkley will be able to duplicate what he did last season. I think he'll still be good, but I don't think it'll be close. Because how could it be? I mean, he had one of the greatest running back seasons ever, and those don't just grow on trees. So I really don't think he could do it again, and I don't think that's disrespectful to say. I think it's just being honest about how football works. Um, I think Jalen Hurts will probably take a step forward, pass the ball a little bit more to compensate for Saquon Barkley not having 2,000 yards, maybe having 1,200 yards. Um, so that production is going to have to come in from somewhere. And I think Jalen Hurts can do it. I have no idea what's going on with A.J. Brown. Don't know if he's practicing. Don't know if he'll play week one. Hopefully he does. Don't know what's up with Devonte Smith. Hopefully he's healthy as well. But as long as those guys are healthy for a good period of the season, they'll be fine. They'll be a good team either way, and I think they'll be able to lock that number one seed up week 18. So there you have it. there you have it. Those are my NFC playoff teams going from 1 to 7. We got Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Bucks, Los Angeles Rams, Detroit Lions, Washington Commanders, and in seventh place, Chicago Bears. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if anything is you feel like is a hot take or anything you think is completely wrong. I know a lot of people believe in the Niners, think the Niners will definitely be in the playoffs, but I don't share that same sentiment. Um yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. And tomorrow we'll be back with predictions week finale and I'll let you guys know how I think the bracket is going to shape up, see who wins the AFC, wins the NFC, and then we'll be picking the Super Bowl. So it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching the video. And again, once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Look out for the Patreon coming on September 1st. And until tomorrow, we'll see you.